All right, so you're welcome to class today, and we are going to be looking at number bases. So we'll just be taking questions surrounding the topic number bases, and just like we've established that number bases can basically be categorized into conversion from base 10 to other bases, from other bases to base 10, then from other bases to other bases. Then in between, we have addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication of number bases. So the first question we'll be looking at is, we've been asked to find the product of this. So the solution. Now, if you're going to multiply this, let's use the normal long division multiplication method. And base 6 multiply by 15 base 6. Now, what we are going to be doing in this multiplication is that when you multiply, since the question is in base 6, any value you get that is greater than the base, do we have to divide and write whatever remainder you have. So let's just see this first example. So for instance, 5 times 4, that's going to give us 20. 20 is more than the base, which is base 6. So what you will say is 6 in that 20. That 20 you got divided by 6. That's going to give you 3, remainder 2. So you write the remainder, which is 2, then you carry the 3. So you go to the next number. 5 times 2 is going to give us 10, plus the 3. That will give us 13. Is bigger than the base again, so you divide again. 6 in 13 is 2, remainder 1. You write the remainder again, 1. 5 times 3 is going to give us 15. 15 plus 2, that is 17. You divide again by the base. 6 in 17, that should give us 2. 2, remainder 5. Okay, so you write the remainder again, 5. Now, since there is nothing for 5 to multiply, you bring down the 2. So you write the 2 here. So you go again, 1 times 4, that is 4. 1 times 2, that is 2. 1 times 3, that is 3. So it's now time to add everything together. So 2, we bring it down. 1 plus 4, that is 5. 5 plus 2, that is 7. You won't write 7 again because the base is 6. So again, you say 7 divided by 6. That is 1, remainder 1. So you write the remainder. You carry the 1. 1 plus 2, that's 3. 3 plus 3, that's 6. Again, 6 divided by 6. So 6 divided by 6 is going to give us 1, remainder 0. So you write the 0, then you bring down the 1, you write the 1. So if we multiply 324 in base 6 with 15 base 6, we are going to get 10152 base 6. Alright, so we have a next question. We've been asked to evaluate 111 base 2 raised to the power of 2. Now, the first thing we need to know is, if we have something raised to the power of 2, if I have a raised to the power of 2, what it means is a times a. So it means you should multiply that thing in 2 places. So that means for this question, 111 base 2 is the same thing as this times 111 base 2. So we are just going to be multiplying it as 1, 1, 1 multiplied by 1, 1, 1. Alright, so that's very easy. 1 times 1, that's 1. 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 1 times 1, that is 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 1. Alright. So from here, don't forget we are multiplying in base 2. So we are going to be adding. And don't forget, any addition you get that is bigger than the base, you have to divide. So this one, you bring it down. 1 plus 1 is 2. So you divide by the base, which is 1, remainder 0. You write down 0, carry the 1, you take it to this next number. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 1 plus 1, that's 4. So that is 4 divided by 2. It's going to give you 2, remainder 0. You write the 0 again. You carry the 2. The 2 plus the 1 is 4 again. That's 0 again. You carry the 2. The 2 plus the 1, that is 3. Divided by 2, that is 1, remainder 1. Okay, so you write the 1, carry the 1, and lastly you write the 1. So this is our answer in base 2. So 111 base 2 times 111, or raised to the power of 2, is going to give us 110001 base 2. Alright, so next we want to find the sum of this. So just like we said, that is 303 in base 5 plus 104 in base 5. So 3 plus 4, that's 7. You can't write 7 because it's bigger than the base or even equals to the base. So in any case, you divide 5 and 7, that is 1, remainder 2. So you write down 2, carry 1. 1 plus 0 plus 0, that's going to give us 1. 3 plus 1 is going to give us 4. This is the answer in base 5. Alright, so we go into subtraction next. So we've been asked to subtract this from this. So what this means is we write 2, 0, 0, 3, 5 minus 2, 2, 5, 5. They are both in base 6. Now minus could be very tricky, but we'll just see how to go about it. So 5 minus 5, that is 0. 3 minus 5 is not possible. So you are going to be borrowing the normal way we borrow when we want to borrow using base 10. But this time around, what we are borrowing is the base, which is 6. So you can't borrow from 0. You can't borrow from 0. You can only borrow from 2. So let's say, so that means I'll borrow from this guy. It will become 1. I will send what I borrowed to this guy. Now it is supposed to be 6. This guy is supposed to be 6 because what I'm borrowing to it is 6. But I'm borrowing from it as well. It is going to be 5. So I borrow to this guy again. That's supposed to be 6. I borrow from it again. It will be 5. Then I borrow to this guy finally. And what I will borrow there will be 6. So the 6 plus 3, that is 9. 9 minus 5, that is going to give you 4. Well, let me use, that's going to give you 4. And you are left with 5 here. 5 minus 2, that is 3. 5 minus 2, that is 3. And we have 1. So that is the answer in base 6. Alright, so the next question says we should subtract this. So just like we said the last time, 3 minus 4 is not possible, so you borrow from this guy. This guy is going to become 0, but what you borrow to 3 is going to be 6, which is the base. So 6 plus that 3 is going to give you 9. So 9 minus 4, that is 5. You are left with 0 here. So 0 minus 3 is not possible. 0 is the next number, so you can't borrow from it. So you borrow from this guy, which would have turned to 0. You send to this guy, which is 6. you borrow from it again, you'll be left with 5. So you send the 6 to 0. 6 plus that 0 is 6. 6 minus 3, that is 3. You are left with 5 here. 5 minus 5, that is 0. 0 minus 2 is not also possible. You borrow from this, you are left with 0. You send 6 to the 0. 6 plus 0, that is 6. 6 minus 2, and that is 4. And that's going to give you 4035 base 6. All right, so the next question is on division. Now, we basically have two ways to do division, but I'm going to be explaining the simplest way based on our knowledge of conversion to base 10. Now, you've been asked to divide these two in base 2. So what we can do is we convert this first one to base 10, convert this, we convert this to base 10, you also convert this to base 10, then you divide your answers in base 10, then whatever answer you now get, you now convert it to base 2, since the question is given in base 2. So let's see how we can do that. So we have 1 1 1 1 0 base 2. So that is going to be invariably 1 times 2 plus 1 times 2 plus 1 times 2 plus 1 times 2 plus 0 times 2. So each of these, that is 0 1 2 3 4. So you put it 0 1 2 3 4, and that's going to give you 1 times 2 raised to the power of 4, that's going to give you 16, plus 1 times 2 raised to the power of 3, that's 8, plus 1 times 2 raised to the power of 2, that's 4, plus 1 times 2 raised to the power of 1 is 2, plus 0 times 2 raised to the power of 0 is 1. And this is going to give us 1 times 16 is 16, plus 1 times 8 is 8, plus 1 times 4 is 4, plus 1 times 2 is 2, plus 0 times 1 is 0. And that will give us 16 plus 8, that's 24, plus 4, that's 28, plus 2, that's 30 in base 10. So the next one, we want to convert 110 base 2, which is this guy here. So 110 base 2 as well is going to be 1 times 2 plus 1 times 2 plus 0 times 2. We have 0 1 2, and this will give 1 times 4 plus 1 times 2 plus 0 times 1, and that's going to give us 4 plus 2 plus 0, and that's going to give us 6 in base 10. Now don't forget, when we converted to base 10, we had 30 for the upper one, for the first one, divided by the second one is 6, so we got in 5. So don't forget the 5 is in base 10, but we were originally given the question to be in base 2. So the next thing we want to do, we want to convert 5 to base 2, and we use long division method. So 2 in 5, that is 2, remainder 1, 2 in 2, that is 1, remainder 0, 2 in 1, that is 0, remainder 1. So that means our final answer is going to be 1 0 1 base 2. Alright, so this next question is an equation because of the presence of this equal to sign. Now we've been asked to find n, and on the left hand side we have 23 base n, on the right hand side we have 1111 base 2. So what we are going to do is very simple. We convert the left and right to base 10. So how do we do that? So 23 base n, 1111 base 2. So that is 2 times n plus 3 times n That's your 0 and your 1. Equals to, you have 1 times 2 plus you have your 1 times 2 plus you have your 1 times 2, and finally you have your 1 times 2. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3. So n raised to the power of 1, that is n. 3 times n raised to the power of 0, that is 1. This is 1 times 2 raised to the power of 3, that is 8. Plus 1 times 2 raised to the power of 2, that is 4. 1 times 2 raised to the power of 1, that is 2. Plus 1 times 2 raised to the power of 0, that is going to give you 1. So we have 2n plus 3 times 1 is 3 equals 1 times 8 is 8 plus 1 times 4 is 4 plus 1 times 2 is 2 plus 1 times 1 is 1. So we basically have 2n plus 3 equals 8 plus 4, that's going to give us 12. 12 plus 2, that's 14, and that's going to give us 15. So we can say 2n equals 15. If positive 3 crosses equals to sign, it becomes negative 3. So we have 2n equals to 15 minus 3, that's going to give us 12. And so we divide both sides by 2 in order to get our n. And finally, we can say that our n is equals to 6. So that is our answer. So we have another equation, more like the last question we treated. So just like I said, we are going to convert 34 base 5 to base 10, 23 base x to base 10. Then we'll see what we have. So this is going to be 3 times 5 plus 4 times 5. That's 0, 1. This is 2 times x plus 3 times x. That is 0, 1. So this is, we give 3 times 5. 5 raised to the power of 1 is 5. 4 times anything raised to the power of 0 is 1. 2 times x raised to the power of 1 is x. Plus 3 times x raised to the power of 0 is 1. So from here we have 3 times 5, that will give us 15. Plus 4 times 1 will give us 4. 2 times x will give us 2x. 3 times 1 will give us 3. So this will give 19 equals 2x plus 3. So we can collect like terms. That will give 19. If positive 3 should cross the equality sign to this place, it becomes minus 3 equals 2x. So 19 minus 3, that is 16, equals 2x. Then again, we can divide both sides by 2 since we are looking for x. So 2 cancel 2. So we can say 8 equals to x, which is the same thing as saying x equals to 8. So this is our answer. Okay, so this is a conversion to base 10, but it's in decimal. It is very, very simple. So this is how we are going to do it. If you notice in this question, we have the first part, which is 101. That is the whole part. Then we have 0.01, which is the decimal part. So you are going to be taking it. This is how we convert it. So since it's all in base 2, so this 101 here, just for better understanding. So this 101, converting it to base 2 is 1 times 2 plus 0 times 2 plus 1 times 2. And that's going to give us 0, 1, 2. That's just for this part alone. Plus, now when you get to the second part, it's still going to be 0 times 2 plus 1 times 2. But this time around, the powers you'll be giving it, you will start from, here you do 0, 1, 2. Here you are going to be doing -1, -2, and so on. So you give this -1, we give this minus 2. And if we should recall, if you remember from the law of indices, if I have a raised to the power of minus n, this will give me 1 over a raised to the power of n. That means if I have 2 raised to the power of minus 2, I'm supposed to get 1 over 2 raised to the power of 2, which will give me 1 over 4. Now, with this understanding, I think we can go ahead with the question. So from here now, this is going to give 1 times 2 raised to the power of 2 is 4, plus 0 times 2 raised to the power of 1 is 2, plus 2 raised to the power of 0 is 1, plus 0 times, now 2 raised to the power of minus 1, that is 1 over 2 raised to the power of 1, plus 1 times, this is the same as 1 over 2 raised to the power of 2. Don't forget, 2 raised to the power minus 2 will give us this. And this is going to give 1 times 4 is 4, plus, that will give 0, plus 1 times 1 is 1, plus 0 times 1 is going to give us 0, over 2 raised to the power of 1 will give us 2, plus 1 times 1 will give us 1, over 2 raised to the power of 2 will give us 4. So 4 plus 0 plus 1 will give us 5, plus 0 divided by 2 is going to be 0, plus, now 1 divided by 4, you are free to use your calculator at this point. That will give us 0.25. If you use your calculator to divide 1 over 4, it's going to give you this. So if we add this together, we are going to get 5.25. So you can also use your calculator to confirm. This will be our final answer. All right, so we have another example in the similitude of what we've just done. So like I said, you convert this to base 10, you convert this to base 10, all on a single line. So for this first one, that's 1 times 2 plus 0 times 2 plus 1 times 2, 0, 1, 2. Plus, now for the decimal part, the same thing, 1 times 2 plus 0 times 2 plus 1 times 2. But this time around, the powers will be minus 1, minus 2, and minus 3. So we have 1 times 2 raised to the power of 2 is 4, plus 0 times 2 raised to the power of 1 is 2, plus 1 times 2 raised to the power of 0 is 1, plus 1 times. Now when you get to this place, just like we did the last time, this is going to be this, plus 0 times, this is going to be this, plus 1 times, and this is going to be this. All right, so from here, 1 times 4 is going to give us 4, plus 0 times 2 is going to give us 0, plus 1 times 1 is going to give us 1, plus 1 times 1 will give us 1, over 2 raised to the power of 1 is 2, plus 0 times 1 is going to give us 0, 2 raised to the power of 2 is 4, 1 times 1 is going to give us 1, 2 raised to the power of 3, that's going to give us 8. Okay, so from here, 4 plus 1, that will give us 5, plus 1 divided by 2 using your calculator, that will give us 0.5, plus 0 divided by 4 is 0, plus 1 divided by 8 will give us 0.125. You are free to use your calculator to do this. And by the time we had everything together, 5 plus 0.5, that's 5.5. So if we add that to this, the final answer will be 5.625. So base 10. Very easy. Okay, so another question here. So we are told that if 243x base 5 equals to 366, we should find x. Very cheap. So convert to base 10, that's usually the first step to do. So that's going to be 2 times 5 plus 4 times 5 plus 3 times 5 plus x times 5. This is x times 5 equals to 366. So you put your 0, 1, 2, and 3. So we have 2 times 5 raised to the power of 3 is going to give us 5 raised to the power of 3 give 125 plus 4 times 5 raised to the power of 2 is 25 plus 3 times 5 raised to the power of 1 is 5 plus x times 5 raised to the power of 0 is 1. So 366. Now 2 times 125, that's going to give us 250 plus 4 times 25 will give us 100 plus 3 times 5 will give us 15 plus x times 1 will give us x equals to 366. Now 250 plus 100 is going to give us 350. 350 plus 15, that's going to give us 365 plus x equals to 366. So easily we calculate like times. So we have 366 minus 365, and finally our x equals 1. Very easy. Alright, so the last questions we are going to be treating for this class, we are told that if 52 base x minus 24 base x equals 25 base x, so we've been asked to find x. Very easy. Just convert each of the algebra to each of these numbers we have here, convert them to base 10. So we have for 52 base x, that's going to be 5 times x plus 2 times x. Put your 0, put your 1, minus for the next one we have 2 times x plus 4 times x, that's 0 plus 1, equals again we have 2 times x plus 5 times x, we have 0, we have our 1. So this is going to give 5 times x raised to the power of 1 is x plus 2 times x raised to the power of 0 is 1 minus the entirety of this. Don't forget, you're supposed to put a bracket here because it is minus the whole of this. So we have 2, let's put it in a bracket, times x plus 4 times 1 equals to 2 times x raised to the power of 1 is x plus 5 times x raised to the power of 0 is 1. Alright, so from here 5 times x is 5x plus 2 times 1 is 2 minus, open your bracket, 2 times x is 2x plus 4 equals, we have 2x plus 5, that's 2 times x, 2x, 5 times 1, so we have 5x plus 2 minus 2x minus 4 equals 2x plus 5. So by the time this minus open this brackets, that's how we arrived at this. So we can have 5x. On the left hand side we have 5x and we have minus 2x. Now if this, okay, let's take it step by step. So we have plus 2 and we have negative 4 equals to 2x plus 5. So 5x minus 2x is 3x. 2 minus 4 is minus 2 equals to 2x plus 5. So we have 3x. If 2x should cross the equality sign, it becomes minus 2x equals to 5. If minus 2 should go to the other side, it becomes plus 2. So 3x minus 2x is going to give x equals to 5 plus 2. It's going to give us 7. And here is the answer. Thank you for joining up in the class. So just make sure you have a way of understanding what each example stands for, and you can take more practice question. God bless you.